Good evening, Amiibo and Nintendo fans. Welcome to episode 8 of the Amiibo Newscast. I'm your host, as always, Amiibo Jason, and I am very, very excited today. This is probably one of the most, at least anticipated episodes for me from the Amiibo Newscast, because we have an absolutely epic amount of content that we want to cover today. And spoiler alert, if you can't tell by the title of this podcast, we're not going to just be talking about Amiibo today. We're going to be talking about the future. So, first and foremost, I want to introduce my right-hand man, my partner in crime, Mr. Jason Grier. You might know him from Amiibo Inquirer, Infinity Inquirer, and Skylanders Inquirer. I hate that word, by the way, Inquirer.
It's hard. It's hard to say.
I should just say Ink. I should just say Ink.
Yeah.
It's
That's Twitter
Jason
handle.
Grier.
Sees that. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Excited to be here tonight. This is my second time on your podcast, right? Yeah, second time. So.
Is it second?
Glad to finally.
I thought it was
it's only
third.
been the second. I think we. No, it's only been the second. We tried another night, but then that was that night I had to call off
Yeah,
because
it just didn't work. You big time to me.
I did big time you. I like to put you like I'm gonna be there and then big time you at the end.
That's how it works. That's how it starts. Yeah. So, Jason, thank you again for coming on to this podcast. And, you know, we've always had this rivalry between the two of us where you're Jason number 1 and I'm Jason number 2. But I think the last time you came on, we made it clear when you are in my territory, when you're on my turf, I'm Jason number 1. You are going to be Jason number 2 for the evening if that
it's
that
house rules. House rules, you know.
Thank
so
you. See,
that's
he understands
fair.
it. Yeah. And secondly, and this is more exciting than anything that I think we've announced in a while, we have a new addition to our Happy Amiibo family. I want to introduce you, if you haven't seen the announcement that we've already had on Twitter, to Lauren. Lauren is going to be a big part of Amiibo News and a big part of our new venture, Nintendo Inquirer, or in Nintendo Inc. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy and excited to be here.
Trust me, it's going to be very, very exciting to have you on board. If anybody knows anything about Amiibos and Nintendo, it's very spontaneous, and it's a lot of work to make sure that we get alerts out and we get reports out and news out. And just having myself doing it with Amiibo News was near impossible. Having Jason number 2, as he's called right now, helping us out too. Again, it's still just an absolutely epic amount of content. So Lauren, having you coming on as an addition to the team is going to be just a huge help.
Awesome. I know I can contribute a lot, and I'm really, really thrilled to be able to get to work with 2 guys who know what they're doing.
That's what we like to let people believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mask it well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
We try that.
We're so pros.
You are pros, yeah.
Thank you.
You have the Lauren stamp of approval.
That's a hard thing to get at first.
It's very, very difficult because I'm picky about the friends I choose.
Can we get a certificate, put it up on the fridge?
Absolutely.
That sounds like fridge.
I want a t-shirt.
Expect that in the mail.
All about t-shirts.
So before we get into too much fantastically fun Amiibo content and kind of a special announcement that we want to make today, Lauren, I want to give you an opportunity to discuss your background and what brought you to Amiibo News.
Awesome. Well, man, Nintendo itself has been this huge entity for me my entire life. I was born just right around the time the original Zelda came out and Mario Brothers, and everything was just beginning to take off for Nintendo in, I guess all worldwide. And some of my very first memories happened to be of my mom playing The Legend of Zelda. She would let me play with the controller when I was like 2 and 3 years old. And nice. She led me to believe that I was actually playing the game, even though she knew that I had no idea what I was doing, obviously. No concept of like direction or anything on the screen. But I really thought I was contributing to the world and, doing something amazing because my mom was always having so much fun with it. So finally, I think years went by, and the very first game that I did play myself was Dr. Mario.
Nice.
And yes, I love that game. I love that game. But even more so, I wasn't really able to play it this early on, was Super Mario Brothers 2. And the reason behind that one was Princess Peach, because I honestly fell in love with her. I loved her ability to float. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get enough of her just floating straight across the screen. There's no like arc. There's just straight across, and I just love that as a little kid. And that actually led me to some of my collections. I am a huge Princess Peach collector, as a lot of people know. Yeah.
I don't know that.
Everything.
How do I not know
really?
that?
Oh,
no,
well,
I've never seen it.
Oh my God. Right now I have like well over 100 items, and that's probably nothing compared to some other Princess Peach collectors out there.
I didn't know there was a Princess Peach collecting community.
Not really a community per se, more of like we're out there. We're just kind of scattered out there.
All
and
right.
I'll see photos of them, really pretty awesome collections of figures and plush and just everything out there. I specifically like accessories for consoles and handhelds. I love Peach accessories.
I didn't know there was that many accessories for that kind of thing.
There is. I didn't really know that there were so many accessories until maybe like 8 years ago or so. And that's when I started. I was on eBay all the time, getting everything Peach related I could find. Yeah. And then I was ecstatic a couple of years ago when I discovered that there was going to be a Peach limited edition 3DS, but it was only offered in the UK and Japan.
I saw that. I think there was a contest where you could win those things too. It was like pink and had like a gold crown on it, something like that. I think.
Yep, that's exactly it. And actually, it's a Peach controller, and I'm holding it up right now, just so you know.
Nice.
Yes, and it looks like Peach's dress, and it has her little blue jewel in the center of it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's awesome, and I grabbed it on eBay before the prices really skyrocketed after the holidays. So that's my prized possession in my collection right now. Yeah, but I do everything as far as collecting. I'm a huge Animal Crossing collector.
Nice.
Yes, I also have. I'm going to hold up right now my 3DS XL Animal Crossing themed one.
Again, I gotta move my camera to. You can see it in the background actually without me moving my camera. But that was I got that for my wife for a birthday gift. But it's right there on my shelf next to my Pikachu edition.
Nice. Oh, that's even rarer. That one's harder to get.
Dude, that's my baby. I mean, yeah. I have in my office right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3DSs. One of them's the new 3DS. One is the original, and then I have 3 XLs. So
you're an ambassador.
I have a major problem. But
I wish I never traded all my Zelda stuff collector. In.
It's healthy. It's healthy.
I have the regular Zelda one. I have the 3DS XL, and then I have the Majora's Mask one that came out just recently. So you're in good company. You're the Princess Peach person in Animal Crossing, and I'm the Zelda freak. So
that's awesome. Hey, we with our powers combined, who knows what we could do with our collections?
See?
Yeah.
That's why we brought you on board.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the real reason
so
why.
We can get together
specifically for that reason.
Yep.
and oh man, and we have Jason Grier here who collects Disney Tsum Tsums?
Yeah.
Is it Tsum?
It's like Zoom, but with like a T. It's like Tsum Tsum.
I don't like that word.
I always caught Sum. That made more sense to me, but it's Tsum. Yeah. Like, give me some, you know, but it's Tsum. Yeah, they're over in the box over there. Yeah. I haven't gotten those up
collectors.
yet.
Oh, yeah. Very insane. I also like Earthbound. I collect Earthbound things if I can. Nice. But there aren't a lot of items out there besides little figures from Japan. Yeah. So a lot of it is fan-made, and I like that because people put a lot of passion into these products that they make.
I heard there's a rumor there's an Amiibo coming out, but that might just be a massive rumor of a NES Amiibo.
You're gonna get our hopes up now, and now you're gonna crush them.
Yeah,
I heard something. I heard something like GameStop was doing pre-orders, but I think that was just a lie.
Really, it's a rumor, just a rumor. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I snagged a pre-order for NES from GameStop.
Nice.
Yes, that was my victory. And you know what? I didn't even do it myself. My mom did it for me because I couldn't get there myself.
Nice.
She was waiting in line with 4 guys in front of her, and they're probably more of like my age or probably even younger. But she had a great time. She was texting me the whole time saying, "Oh, wow, the systems are crashing right now, but they're really trying to help us." And Yeah, she was very, she is the original gamer in the family, so she knew what she was talking about.
Yeah, the GameStop people were great during that whole thing. At least that's something
incredible.
that I've noticed. My wife went with my 2-year-old daughter. I've shared the story once on the cast already, but she was in the line for like 2 hours with a 2-year-old, and they never even got close to helping her. So, but she said the people there were super nice. But I was actually thinking I might have an Earthbound collectible you don't have. Maybe.
Which one? Which one? I'm dying to know.
I'm gonna move my camera. You might have this, but I have a complete in-box, big box copy of Earthbound, like in absolute mint condition with the strategy guide with the scratch and sniff stickers attached to it.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I know you guys can't see it right now.
Yeah.
But my camera's pointed at it. It is in a very, very strong protective case. But I am an Earthbound freak. I'm in the process of playing Mother 3 again right now on my computer, so.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm really, really hoping for a port on that. I'd love to see it more on the 3DS, actually.
I feel like Nintendo needs this to happen. And the fact that Lucas is going to be coming to the Smash on the Wii U and 3DS, you'd think that would be a good time for Nintendo to say, hey, guess what? Lucas is coming. A Lucas Amiibo is coming. And guess what? 3DS port of Mother 3 or a Wii U port of Mother 3. Just do it. I mean, the fans already translated it for you. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think they're just trolling people along now.
It just doesn't make sense. It's like, please let me give you some money. I have some money here. I just want to give it to you, and you give me something that the fans already made for you. How do we work that out?
I feel like it's really possible, though. I mean, take a look at Majora's Mask. There was that great mock-up that somebody made a couple of years ago. It was purple. And
that thing was gorgeous, too.
Oh, it was beautiful. And people were crazy for it. They really want it. They've been begging Nintendo to make it, and sure enough, they came out with a design that actually, to me, looked pretty similar to the other one besides the color. And they listened to the fans. It took a while, but who knows? Maybe the wait will be worth it for Earthbound too.
I think it's going to be. Honestly, I think
so.
If it's going to happen, it's going to be around the time that the Lucas Amiibo comes out. I think this is our year. I think we're going to get it.
Yeah.
My gosh.
They have a.
I don't know. We'd love to throw a party.
Oh, trust me, we do that quite frequently here.
Didn't Reggie drop some kind of tease or some kind of acknowledgement of it? Either E3 or one of the directs.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It was the Robot Chicken one where they did the thing.
Yep. So I think that's why they're just trolling everybody along now. But I think it has to be.
And then Mother 4, get ready.
Oh my god! Can you? What if they release them all together in a pack? Can you
double
imagine?
pack?
Yes. There was a rumor about that a couple, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago that somebody looked in, I think it was a Best Buy inventory system, and there was a Wii U, Earthbound collection that they found. I think they ended up finding out it was fake, but I remember I saw it in the morning.
Jerks in IT.
And I was freaking out.
I would have been. Ooh.
But, well, Lauren, that is Lauren. As you can see, she's going to fit in just A-okay here. She's one of us.
Perfectly fine.
I always knew that, so.
Yes,
so,
I knew that about you too, way, way back.
Good. Yeah, so Lauren and I go a little bit further back. I knew her in high school, so we played some Super Smash Brothers together, so.
Yeah. And then who knew?
Very, very competitive.
Yeah.
I did lose a lot, though.
I didn't mind.
So, again, thank you, Lauren, for coming on the podcast. I think this is going to be a good opportunity for people to kind of put a face to a name, even though we've tweeted out your picture before. But again, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Secondary, not that I'm calling you secondary, Jason, number 2.
It happens.
Just a name at this point.
You're just trying to big time me on this show. That's just all the time we do it on mine, so it's fine.
You have to give it to me though. I never get a chance to big time you anymore.
It's true. We'll make it up.
I've had a rough week. I'm here drinking a beer on the podcast, and just let me have this big time moment, okay? I need that right now.
Go for it, man. I'm all ready for it.
All right. Okay. I'll let it pass for the time being. So, Jason, we've had on our respective Twitter accounts, we've had quite a little bit of interest in an announcement that we made a while back about Amiibo News and Amiibo Inquirer joining forces. What do you think? Do you think we should maybe elaborate on that a little bit more tonight?
there's been a couple people more asking about it. So there's a lot of interest in it. So I feel okay teasing a little bit more. So I'm okay with it.
I think it's a good idea we talk about this.
I think so.
So we announced back a while ago that we had some big news, and people thought immediately when we said, "Hey, big news," that Wave 4 was coming out, or we had some inside information about Wave 4. So we broke a lot of hearts.
Can I preface this story real quick?
Preface away.
So when you were sending me this, like when you were sending me about like what you want to say in an announcement, blah blah blah, I'm like in the middle of driving on the Pennsylvania Turnpike to Ohio.
Yeah.
So I had a friend who I picked up in Pittsburgh who wanted to go out. We were visiting the college we graduated from. And I was like, I saw you tweeting, and I was like, I'm on the highway going 80 miles an hour. I really don't want to text and drive right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, can you handle this? So that's why she was typing everything like verbatim what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as she hit tweet, and I'm like, get ready for this. She's like for what? And then like you can go into what we were saying. But she's just like refreshing the Twitter feed. She's like, what are these people talking about? And she went from not knowing what Amiibo was to wanting to know everything. She's like, this is the like most fascinating moment of my life, because I told her about how big this is and like how like we have this great community, and she always thought I was like joking and like hyping it up like we had like 15 people like following us. And I was like, no. And so she was great. And that's why she like, I think she even mentioned that mentioned like, I'll have my secretary review it or something, one of the messages for it. And that was her just trying to act like she was
my God, I thought that was you. I thought you were big time.
No, no, I was not. I was like, don't say that.
You got a secretary. What is this crap?
And I was like, don't say that.
He sent me an email. He sent me an email that at the very bottom, he's like, I'm going to have my secretary look over this statement. And I remember looking at it. I'm like, who does this guy think he is? Do I want to partner with this guy, with his secretary?
She's like, I'm going to send it. I was like, please don't send it. She's like, too late. I was like, God, and there's nothing I can do. I'm driving.
It was just one of those awkward moments I didn't know what to say, so I just kind of played along like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Get her involved.
And because like I think when you said back, like, okay, sounds good, and I was like, oh gosh, he's gonna think I'm some weird guy. Like,
I'm like, dude, I thought maybe you had a secretary. I didn't know a lot about you at that point.
She's convinced now. Like, she wants to proofread everything. She's funny, but anyways, that was the preface. That's a funny story at the beginning of it all. Is that like I'm conducting business, driving through like West Virginia, but anyways, we can continue the story now.
So we made this announcement that something was coming, and then the next day we posted that Amiibo News and Amiibo Inquirer are going to be joining forces. And really that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty of that in like the next week or two regarding what specifically that's going to look like. And we have a new project that we're going to be talking about shortly tonight too, before we jump into like all the fantastic Amiibo news. However, I wanted to at least shed some light on what this means for news and content coming, at least in the future. First and foremost, we are not making a new Amiibo like Twitter account that's going to have like a combination of both of our names in it. In-stock alerts are going to continue to come from Amiibo News. We are still going to get a wealth of information coming from Amiibo Inquirer. Jason Grier is fantastic with his articles, his stories. We want to make sure that that continues to happen. What you are going to start seeing is that in-stock alerts should hopefully start becoming more consistent with more than one person working on them. They are going to continue to come through Amiibo News, so you're going to see alerts there. You may see the occasional alert still coming from Amiibo Inquirer, but you're also going to see a lot of cross-content, so you might see me retweeting a lot of the stories coming from Amiibo Inc., at least at the beginning. However, come really close to the beginning of June, you're going to start seeing the sites slowly becoming one entity, and that's going to be falling under the Amiibo News name. So Amiibo Inquirer is not going to be going away, though. There's still going to be content that's going to be coming through that as we're working through this transition. However, just be fully aware that Jason number 2 and myself, Jason number 1, at least for tonight, we are working together to get you the best content. Nobody's taking over the other. This is going to be a very, very organized joint venture between the two of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was from the get-go, like, for a while, people thought we were, some kind of competition for a while, and I came back out. I don't remember what month that was when we first talked over Skype.
Oh, that was
funny. I was like, apparently people think we hate each other and stuff. And I was like, I had no idea. Like, I never even thought that. So, like, I came out publicly saying, like, hey, I by no means am trying to compete with anyone, and, work on both ways. And then there's days that, like, I've publicly stated on my account I'm kind of working 2 jobs right now, so it's been going back and forth, and eventually got to the point where it was like, why should we both stress out trying to keep up with each other? We're not competing, that we feel like we both have to try and, why don't we just team up and just make it a lot easier on both of us. And then obviously it helps the fans out also a lot more. So anybody who's following us, hopefully this is easier for you. Don't check both things. You can interact with one, but still interact with both of us. I think it's a win-win for everybody involved. Less stressful for us and easier for everybody else following us.
So I want to ask you this. Do you remember the first time that we communicated with each other publicly? I think it was, I commented on something that you posted, and then that started like a chain reaction of people saying, oh my God, they're talking to each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. There was a tweet, and somebody said something, and then I remember I was like, oh yeah, I love the guys that are Amiibo News, and you're like, oh, I love Amiibo Inquirer, and people were like, what?
Oh
and then
my
it's
God.
like what? and then once they found out that both names were Jason, and then they were convinced that we were having split personalities, and we were just using the internet as some kind of venue for that. And it was so it's good once we started doing these podcasts that we can officially identify that we're 2 people and not some guy who's going crazy.
That's true. Well, even though I think the last podcast too crazy. We didn't do video.
We did not.
So I could just be one guy doing 2 voices.
I did try to. I saved it. And after I started making fun of
right now while you talk, so people can know that. Unless I'm a very good ventriloquist.
That would be impressive. But yeah, I went to save the video afterwards, and we had some kind of video error at the end. And it was after I was making fun of Josh for not being able to get his video working, and then mine ended up not working. But what are you gonna do? It's karma coming back.
So Lauren, I need you to chime in on this.
Yeah.
So Lauren thought something very similar. So she told me. Actually, I'm gonna let you say what you told me.
That's okay. So I've been communicating solely with Jason number 1 for the last.
Yeah, that's right. Number 1.
Ever since it began. Yeah. Well, it's because I knew you first, so it only made sense, right?
It does.
Yeah. But so I've been talking with you solely the last, however many days, and you were always referring to this other Jason. And in my mind, I actually made up my own nickname for this other Jason, and it was Fig, short for figment of his imagination.
Fig.
So Fig.
That's funny.
There's Jason and there's Fig. Sorry, Jason
Fig.
number 2. Yeah.
Oh, it happened.
I'm gonna start calling you that, by the way.
It made sense. And you know what? It's a cute nickname. I wouldn't completely keep it off the table or anything. So something to consider.
Me, it could be. Figment's one of my favorite Disney characters, so I'm alright with that.
Really?
What's Figment?
Figment is this purple dress. It's this love-hate character that's at Epcot. If you Google it, there's people who love it and there's people that hate it, and they threatened to shut it down one time, and people probably were about to burn down Disney World if they try to shut it down. My sister hates it. It's you have to watch. It's this weird. I don't even know how to describe it. But it's this crazy weird thing that looks like when you watch when you go experience this ride, you feel like you're high on some kind of drug. But people are either very very passionate about it. People are very very passionate about it, or don't understand why he even exists. So
do you like it because it's controversial?
I do.
Really?
I like it just because I have nothing for him or against him. I just like it just because it stirs up this giant debate about it all.
Yeah.
But I was really hoping you were going to say that you thought Jason was referring to himself as a third person, and you're really afraid that maybe you should call somebody because he might be going crazy.
Listen, I get that I big timed you once. I big timed you one time, and you think I'm already talking about myself in the first person.
Yeah. Third person.
Third person.
You're already trying to teach her to big time me, so it's all fair.
We're all about big timing here at Amiibo News, so. But more or less at this point, we want to put everybody's mind at ease that we are working together. We are going to be providing you with exciting content, and that's really going to lead us into our next announcement, more or less, that we want to make. This announcement was kind of leaked a little bit early. So I'll give you guys the story behind that. So I set up a Twitter account just to make sure that we had one ready to go. It was for our new venture that we're calling Nintendo Inquirer. So at the very beginning of this episode, you heard our announcers say that, so now you know what we're talking about. So Nintendo Inc. is going to be our new Twitter feed and our new webpage. And it's going to be NintendoInquirer.com. But I set up a Twitter account before I was ready to announce it just to make sure that we got the name secured. And I had a coming soon on it. And a couple people ended up finding it and retweeting it. And then before I knew it, we ended up with like 500 followers. So the cat's kind of out of the bag about what that is. That's one of the major reasons why we have Lauren on here tonight as well. She's going to be playing a very major role in this new website, as is Jason number 2 and myself. We are going to be focusing specifically on Nintendo products. The Amiibo side is going to still remain on Amiibo News, but we are going to be, it's like a sister site. So there's going to be a lot of collaboration between the two. But honestly, I have been a Nintendo fan since I honestly came out of the womb. My first memories are playing NES with my sister, Mario Brothers. I was always Luigi because she forced me to be. But the amount of fond memories that I have growing up with my NES and my Super NES and my Game Boy and my Nintendo 64, those are the moments that I can think back on and just kind of say, I want to share those moments with my daughter who's 2 right now. Like, I can't wait till she's old enough that she can like play my original Game Boy and like play some Pokemon or something like that. Go on her first Pokemon adventure. Like, that's going to be like one of the most prideful moments of my life, as sappy as that sounds. But that's sweet. That's what Nintendo's done to me. You can see, right, I have a Nintendo tattoo here. I have the Zelda hearts. It means a lot to me. And everybody that's on this podcast right now has the same kind of feelings and commitment to Nintendo that I do. So we thought, really, who better would be to report on the most late-breaking and really informative Nintendo news, and that's what we really want to strive to do with Nintendo Inc. I'll hand it off to Lauren, and then Jason, you can talk about your feelings on the site as well. But I just want to leave it with, I'm very, very excited for this. I'm putting my heart and my soul into this project, as is everybody else, and I can't wait to share more information with you in the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so exciting. And you know, when I was thinking about it earlier, what is Nintendo to me? Why am I so interested in taking on this really amazing project? And I think it's because Nintendo, for me, it's just like you, it's been connected to all the eras in my life, all the different pieces. It's connected me with my family. And it's one of the main reasons why I'm so close with my mom and my 2 younger sisters. I mean, for me, Nintendo is evolution, because I've evolved as a person and it's evolved right along with me. So we kind of like, we work side by side and like that. And when I was little, my favorite system ever was the Super NES.
There you go.
Oh my God. It's so personal that talking about it with other people almost seems wrong because it's so personal. I mean, when I was younger, it was all about Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana and Earthbound and Breath of Fire, Illusion of Gaia. And they're such personal things to me. And I think that's why Nintendo Inquirer is it's going to be so amazing. It's going to connect that past and that passion with the passion of the era that Nintendo has landed right now. And it's great because we have the 3DS and we have the Wii U, and now we have these toys to life. And it's all kind of coming together. And now with Nintendo teaming up with Dina, I think that's how it's pronounced, Dina. Not positive.
No, I think you're right on that.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. With them teaming up and creating this entirely new type of gaming with mobile gaming, it's gonna be amazing, and I'm glad that I can kind of like move along with it through Nintendo Inquirer and everything else that we plan to tackle. So it's exciting.
I could not say that better myself, by the way.
Oh well, you know, I have to admit here, I have bullet point notes that I'm like, I can't forget to say this.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm a big note person and a list person, so I list things out, but it's all up here too. So
I feel like we're kind of kindred spirits there. So I have to admit I had a Sega Genesis. I know that sounds bad.
What?
Shun me now. Get it out of the way.
I'm sorry. You're no longer Jason number 1. You have been demoted.
That is not fair.
Yeah, sorry.
Victory!
Fig, I'm sorry, you're still Fig. There's no Jason number 1.
Oh,
welcome to the Amiibo Inquirer newscast, and
but it's absolutely crazy, like the experiences, like watching like Nintendo evolve. So I have a very interesting family. I have an older sister, a younger brother who's 10 years younger than me, and I have even younger brothers who are 7 and 5, excuse me. So I grew up with the NES. My brother, my next oldest brother, who is 10 years younger than me, he grew up with the GameCube. And I remember playing Mario Kart Double Dash with him. That was his first Nintendo system. And then my other brothers, who grew up with the Wii U, they had a Wii, but they were way too young for the Wii. So they really started their gaming careers on the Wii U. So my family has always been a Nintendo family.
Yeah.
And I've said it before on podcasts, and I've said it before on Twitter. Nintendo fans are like a community of people, and some of the nicest fans that you'll ever meet, regardless of what you might see from some people in the Amiibo community right now. I think there's just a little bit of saltiness there right now. But by and large, Nintendo fans are the best group of people that I've ever had any kind of opportunity to work with. Most of them are just very fantastic people. So it's just really cool, like watching my family evolve with it, and then watching like the community of people that kind of joined us with Amiibo News, following us and giving us their examples of how they grew up with this stuff too. So it's exciting.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Mr. Grier, we're on to you, sir.
I know, like you make me follow that. That's what I'm trying to like think in my head.
Come on, that was my monologue.
Yeah, both yours.
This is where a list comes in handy.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But no, so like it's funny going back on like, again, I'm a big child at heart. If I wasn't, I want to be having this giant stash of, toys behind me. But when it comes down to it, but yeah, like it's thinking back on, family Christmases and stuff, like two of the ones I remember the most are like two different Nintendo Christmases for me. Like I remember one of the best ones was getting that, my Game Boy Color and getting, Pokemon Gold.
Yeah.
And I don't it's not even close to the hours of games I put into that versus any other game. Like I don't know how many I put in. Half that time was in the unknown dungeon trying to collect all the stupid letters.
Yeah.
But but like, and I remember like the Toys R Us book with the stickers, and you could choose what you want, put labels. I put every single sticker on those 2 pages, and just surrounded it. And when I got it, that's all I played. And it's like that was a good one. And like the bad memory was getting the N64 for Christmas, but you could tell, like, when you go to Christmas, you could tell what's in the box. Like, you scope up all the boxes. And I was like, that's my N64 system, so I'm going to open that last. Save the best for last. And my parents knew me so well, they knew what I was going to do. So I'm opening the controllers, opening the games, opening that box. And it was a box of newspaper and 2x4s was what inside of it. And I was like, I was very upset. And I was confused. And they're like, oh, we got you the games and controllers, but they are still out of the systems.
Oh.
We thought it'd be fun if you open the games and stuff while you can read the manuals. And I just cried. Like it's it's bad that you're crying
so
not getting
the
something.
Opposite effect of the N64 kid.
Right. So I'm crying from my head.
Anti-N64 kid. Is there a video? Is there a video of you crying over your
There's not.
That we could maybe share together?
Like, I'm crying, put my head in the sofa, like, I'm throwing a fit. Like, it's bad, like, because, again, you should be thankful no matter what you get.
Yeah.
But I'm upset. Darren was, overnight, they snuck it under my bed, so it was under my bed the entire time. And so then they tell me after like 30 minutes of crushing my childhood that was up there. But I'm like, it's like ever since then, every single Christmas, even now, they do something to my gift, whether it's like something big I'm still getting. They'll make me go on like a 3-house scavenger hunt, like throughout, like when you have like progressive, things. So I have to wait all day to get my gift just because they think it's funny to torment me. So it's like,
I think that's
ever
funny.
since that year.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But so and again, but it's like, that's like the memories of, of my childhood, these Nintendo games. I mean, you remember, playing Halo with your friends or playing, PlayStation, but it's not that same feeling, So that's why I love the Nintendo community. Nintendo's always just been that unique company that's unlike anything else. So I'm excited to finally be able to have an avenue to talk about it. I know you were struggling the same way with Amiibo, that there was times when you want to talk about other stuff, but you're dedicated to being Amiibo and you want to try and keep it as focused as possible. So this, people seem to love what we've done with Amiibo, and hopefully they love what we do with Nintendo, and excited to bring Lauren, her experience, her personality, her role, everything along board. It's only going to make things bigger and better. So I'm excited for the future of it.
So this is it. I mean, this is the three of us are really going to be the heart and soul of this new site. We have every intention to do the service to Nintendo that it deserves. We honestly are going to be putting a lot of ourselves into this site. We're going to be launching it very soon. Look for information in the next coming weeks regarding Nintendo Inc. If you're curious, you want to get a head start, we have our Twitter account open. Don't expect a lot of tweets for the time being, but you can follow us now at Nintendo INQ, Nintendo Inc. We're going to be getting more content up there pretty quickly regarding the official launch. But when we do have the launch officially up and running, we're going to be like hitting the ground running. We're going to have lots of new content, lots of videos. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Agreed. Yeah.
So that's your official tease at Nintendo Inc. That's the project we've been kind of holding close to our chest for a while. So look for it soon. Now, I think we get to talk about Amiibo on this thing called the Amiibo Newscast, right?
That's kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know if we have time for that.
I think we should just end it right now. Thanks, everybody.
Peace out.
But there's a couple things I want to talk about, and I'm going to go off script just a little bit here, like we really have a script. Anyway,
you're gonna make Lauren change up her notes now.
Oh man,
I know you're gonna make me panic. I seriously can't go off my notes.
So, I've said this before. Amiibo fans have it tough. We have it rough. We are we're not like other fans where we can just walk into a store and buy what we want. We have to scratch and beg and crawl to get these things. We got to get dirty and muddy, and we have to get like in lines to wait for this stuff.
Wait in the snow.
And what, dude?
Yep.
Absolutely. I was in a blizzard for Rosalina.
I was gonna say
Rosalina's epic.
I didn't go out because of the blizzard. I was like, I just can't wait out there. And I knew that a line of probably like 30 people at every Target location was probably
I was the only person in line. I was the only one there. Yeah, and then the store opened and they couldn't find the Rosalinas, so I was waiting around for 20 minutes. Nobody else showed up.
Oh my god.
It was great. But
that's
so this is what Amiibo fans have come to expect. However, today a brand new curveball was thrown at us. So I got some notifications from people saying that Wave 4 was up at Walmart. And I got the notification pretty quick. I remember I looked at my phone when I got the alarm that went off, and I tried to get it, but it wouldn't let me add it to the cart. Now, if you have followed like Amiibo hunting in the past, you know this is standard fare. It goes in stock and it goes out of stock so fast. So I was like, okay, I can't add it to the cart. It's out of stock. I'll disregard it. But I kept getting messages from people saying, dude, it's up. It's up. It's up. Why aren't you reporting on this? It's up. And I kept going back. I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. I can't get it in my cart. It doesn't let me put it in my cart. So then they're like, clear your cache. Try that. I cleared my cache. It didn't work. They said, go into incognito mode. So I went into incognito mode, and lo and behold, it let me buy like almost Wave 4 in its entirety, except for Robin and Lucina. So I tweeted it out, and I told people how they could get the figures. I said, go into incognito mode, try it this way. But it turned out that certain people had to use certain browsers. There was like a rumor that like it was only working for people in certain regions or zip codes, or you had to be logged in, or you had to do something special to your browser. I find this ridiculous. I find this to be the most ridiculous thing that's happened to the Amiibo hunt since it started. I can deal with lines. I can deal with things selling out quick. One thing I have a very difficult time dealing with is like having to like hack my browser to buy something. On my Twitter feed today, it was like split down the middle, 50-50. 50% of the people were saying I could get it. The other half were saying, I don't know what's going on. I can't get it. So Jason, I wanted to talk to you about this. I don't know if you really even had a chance to see this today, but I would imagine you probably at least saw some of the tweets. But what's your take on this kind of bizarre happening at Walmart today?
Yeah, so I saw it when I got out of work today. So I didn't partake in any of it. I just saw like all the tweets and everything when I got out. It's a weird, and I don't want to get too technical into it, but I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is just how the internet works per se. I don't think this is necessarily Walmart's fault. It wasn't it didn't seem like it was a geo region thing like sometimes GameStop does, which they do certain regions getting some stuff that's more in store than on the website. But there is like a technical thing behind it, and it can depend if whether you have your cookies or cache, what browser. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. There's DNS servers redirecting. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff it could come down to. But I think just because of the fact of how limited it seemed to be, that if there was some kind of technical error between Walmart, I mean, the server farms for Walmart aren't necessarily all located in one spot. I mean, you could pinging off one from South Carolina, one's out in California. I mean, there's a huge technical map for where Walmart servers are. It's not like all their servers are stored in, Arkansas, where they're based out of. They're out different, they disperse it across the country. So somebody could have been on their back end where somebody was disconnected communications-wise between servers. I don't think it was them purposely trying to do anything. And unfortunately, I don't think there's anything really you could do, like as it seemed, to force it. But I know this happens before with even with general ticket sales, for concerts and stuff like that. Some people can get in, some people can't. I even had it happen to me most recently with a local movie theater was selling their movie theater tickets or movie theater seats. They're renovating, so you can purchase the old ones. Yeah. And nothing I could do on my end, my laptop, my mobile phone, nothing I could do could purchase it. But my sister said, she's like, no, it's up. I can purchase it. And I tried different things, and it just wouldn't work. So it's just, it's unfortunately it's the technical side of it all. I know a lot technically, for stuff, but I don't know what to pinpoint the problem would be on. But I'm glad it doesn't happen more. But it's definitely an issue that happens other places. But by no means, I don't want to give Walmart the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think it's anything they did on purpose. Yeah. Might have been something that was on their servers that was a problem, but I don't think they were trying to get a certain region thing like GameStop was. I think it's just unfortunately just the way it happens. And
it was just bizarre. Because I know, I'll give you an example. Charizard was up for about a half hour, and I know people that got there at the first minute, and they tried all 30 minutes, and they just couldn't do it. For me, I could just hop on my computer when I got home from work, and it just added it to the cart. And they were saying I tried 2 browsers, I cleared my cache, I put it in incognito mode. I don't know what's up. I just want to point out it was just the strangest thing I think I've seen today. In fact, you might have heard me clicking around a little bit just while you were talking, and I wasn't trying to click over you, but I got an alert in my ear that Wario went back up at Walmart. So I tested it, and it added it to my cart, and it's happening again. I'm getting 50% of the people saying thank you, and the other 50% saying it says it's out of stock. So this is just it's kind of proving it right now that this is still happening. So right now, I said, 50% of the people are saying it's out of stock. I'm gonna move my camera. I'm moving it to my computer screen right now. There's Wario, pre-order. And, it says I reached the maximum quantity that's in my cart. But it's in my cart, right there, and it was not kicked out of my cart. So
that's Photoshop. It's Photoshop. It's Photoshop.
This is legit, folks. This is hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah, I mean, we see this a lot with Target. GameStop, I don't really remember an issue with GameStop ever that people, it seems like everybody can always find it. So, I mean, again, I don't know, maybe it's how they have their server farm set up, who knows. Yeah. But, and I always feel like Walmart's websites in general have always been, a weird thing. Searching for items has always been an issue. So, I don't know. So, I'm sure it's something technically on their end, but it's...
I just find it very bizarre because this has never happened before with Walmart. So it's very weird.
Something could have easily changed in the programming. They could have changed something on their site, and the smallest change can have this chain reaction. So
yeah,
right.
That's I know is this is going to be very difficult for Jason and I when we're putting alerts up.
Yeah.
So the one thing that we're running into that you might have, if you're one of our fantastic listeners, I would imagine you're part of the Amiibo community. You might see that if we get a link up and it sells out quickly, some people aren't necessarily thrilled about it. We'll just say they're not necessarily very nice to us if something sells out quickly. And in cases like this, where some people can get them and some people don't, for some reason the blame gets shifted almost directly to us. I just got a couple of messages now saying, I got one, thank you. Aww. With 10 underneath saying, it never works. Why did you do this, Amiibo News? You lied.
I'm unfollowing you, you jerk.
Unfollowed, unsubscribed, even though they're still following and subscribed.
Yeah. I'm giving up Amiibo for reals this time.
I'm off the junk, man. But I think that if this is going to continue to happen with Walmart, Jason, you and I are going to have a rude awakening come Wave 5. Yep. And Lauren, welcome to the party, by the way.
Thanks.
You'll be welcome with open arms when this kind of thing happens to you.
You might want to buy some more thick skin, but
Dude, you can buy thick skin. I do not have it. That's for sure.
I've got to say, I love hobbies, okay? And a lot of what I do and a lot of who I am is based around all the hobbies I've had. So I'm used to these communities who are full of just this passion/rage. And I've seen how horrible it can get. And to be honest, this isn't the worst community I have ever come across. But it is definitely up there. Yeah, when you see women obsessed with like dolls, that's terrifying. I'm serious. I'm also a doll collector, and it is terrifying the ruthless things that are said. But I won't go into that right now. But yeah, I know it sounds really bad, but from what I've seen, it can get pretty terrifying.
Cabbage Patch doll. It's like there's Cabbage Patch doll fights that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. It's like my one friend or teacher I had in high school always said about that. He says this one time he like forever respected his mother and always listened to what she said. I guess they went somewhere like on Black Friday. There was one left on the shelf, and some lady took a swing at his mother. His mother ducked and decked her out for this. He's like, from then on, he like never got out of line with his mother.
It's so funny, but yeah, I think that's what the problem is. It's people feel like these things are so personal that they're willing to do anything they possibly can to get a hold of the things that they love so much.
And they are personal. They really are.
Personal. That's what we were talking about.
It's so weird on Nintendo's side. It's just they need to understand Nintendo fans are rabid. They're a rabid fan community. I'll give you an example. Bayonetta, when Bayonetta 2 came out, it was up there on like the first week of the charts, and then it just fell off completely. That's not saying it was a bad game. That's saying that Nintendo fans are so rabid, they buy it the second it comes out. There's not a lot of people left to like go buy it afterwards. And that happens a lot with a lot of Nintendo games. So you'd think with things like this, Amiibo, they're so personal, and you can hold your childhood like in your hand. You'd think that they would have had a better supply a better supply plan, at least in
and like
hopefully maybe around E3 they'll announce something new, but who knows?
There's nothing like these out there currently. That was the big people were most excited about. Amiibo figures. Nobody really, I don't want to say nobody cared, but it wasn't like, oh good, we have Mario figures now. It's good, we have a Little Mac figure.
Yeah.
Oh good, we have stuff that you would never have a figure before. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre, and all I can say at this point is, hopefully, what's happening at Walmart right now, hopefully this is going to be something that fixes itself or fizzles out once we get closer to Wave 5. Because if Wave 5 is anything like Wave 4, I'm going to have a lot more gray hair on the next couple podcasts.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We're here for support.
Thank you. Thank you. I need the support.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can get Rogaine as an official sponsor if you want.
What was it? What was the sponsor?
I said you can get Rogaine as like an official sponsor.
I don't need Rogaine. I just need Just for Men. I got plenty of thick hair. It's just turning gray.
Oh.
That's true.
You'll look regal.
Thank you.
You'll look regal, yes.
It's going to be funny, though. You say you're my support group. I'm going to, like, listen back to the podcast, and I'm going to find it's just me doing voices. You both don't exist.
Yes. Oh, my God, yes. I hope you have a dream about this tonight.
Oh, that's going to terrify me.
Dude.
So let's add some salt to the wounds, shall we? So we've already discussed the debacle or the technical issues, depending on how you look at it at Walmart. So let's talk about Wave 4 releasing in Europe in 2 days. And if you're on Europe time, that's tomorrow. That's exciting news. If you're in France and in certain stores, you already got them. So you don't even have to worry about release dates. Who cares about release dates? Walk into any store whenever you want in France. You're fine. You're good to go. You can get Wave 4. They have Nesses just flowing into the streets like gutter water. Nobody wants them.
We found 100 Mars back here. Do you want one?
Oh, what is this Mars doing here? Just throw it. That's the worst French impression I've ever done in my life.
That was Monty Python style. I appreciated it.
Thank you. I'll take it. If we have any French listeners, I just want to take this opportunity to apologize. I respect you and your culture and your accents.
Amiibo News France has just been suspended for a week.
Amiibo News France has just been kicked off Twitter. So we have Wave 4 coming out on the 24th in Europe. So not only do they get it earlier, they don't have to deal with the retail exclusives like we have to deal with here in the US. That's a whole nother topic that I just don't want to get into right now. I'm curious to see, Lauren and Jason, what your thoughts are on how US fans are reacting and how they will react to seeing these things in like the hands of fans overseas like a month early. Personally, I have a complete collection coming from Japan, so I should have it in about a week and a half or 2 weeks. But still, that's like a killer wait for me too. But for a majority of fans, they need to wait for the US versions of these to come out, or the Canadian versions. But how do you think fans are going to respond to this? And why do you think Nintendo took this big step of delaying it almost a month in the US?
Do you want to go first, Lauren? I can let you go first if you want.
I'll go first, and I'll try to be quick. I think Nintendo in general, Nintendo of America, we seem to always be a little bit behind the rest of the world, and it's really kind of sad and unfortunate. Whenever I'm on Reddit and I'm talking to people, there's so much rage with them that I feel like I want to kind of like cool the waters a little bit, and my response is, there's got to be some type of business tactic or business reason for why they're always released so much later than other countries and other places of the world. I just know that from what I've seen, there's like physical pain. Like people must be feeling this physical pain when they see these pictures released everywhere else in the world but their own stores. And I feel for them. I know what it's like as a collector. But there's really nothing anybody can say to make it better. And it's kind of sad.
Why does it feel that way? It's the weirdest feeling. I understand it's a piece of molded plastic. I understand that. Like, I rationalize that in my head. But I saw some guy walking into a store, and there was like 4 Nesses and like 3 Lucinas and 5 Robins just sitting there. And I'm like, why can't you come to me? I need it. And and I know the second I get it, it's just going to be, I would get it, I would look at it, I would open it, I'd be like, this is great. I would put it on my shelf, and I'd be like, where is Wave 5? I demand Wave 5 right now. Because that's how I operate. And I think a lot of the Amiibo community is like this too. It's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
And once you have it, it's like, well, I have it now. Where's Wave 5? Where's Wave 6? So it's bizarre to me, but I fall under that category too. I'm very weak when I see other people have what I want, especially when it comes to Nintendo products.
It's a little off topic, I guess, but
off topic, we can't do that.
I know, I'm sorry, but now whenever I think about anything to do with consumerism, I think of, I don't know if you've seen Ethos before with Woody Harrelson. He's the narrator of it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you must see it. From where I stand with my whole belief system and everything, it's worth watching. And the other one is Zeitgeist. I don't know if you're into that, but a lot of it, I think, is their theories kind of stem from this kind of like overall entity. A lot of times people say it's the government just trying to get people to focus on consumerism, and I think that's just where we stand right now. We were brought up to really kind of worship consumerism. It's built into us, and now we rely on it for happiness. And it's difficult to escape that. But the more I think about it, I'm really not that ashamed. I love my stuff. I mean, right now I have my hobby shelves in the back of me. They take up a full wall of my room that I'm in right now. And they do make me happy, and they've connected me with other people. And I think that's why people like Amiibos. It's connecting with their personal loves, their personal passions, but it's also that feeling of connecting with other people who are just as excited about them.
I think that was the most real topic we've ever discussed on the newscast. so thank you for bringing a little bit of culture to us.
Just got
something
down
that
deep.
we've lacked for quite some time.
Everything is connected in that way, and I firmly believe that. And it makes me reflect back on I guess how I was brought up and what I love now, and everything is connected in one way or another, right?
No, it's true. And what you were talking about, so PBS has this video series that they do called the PBS Idea Channel, and they actually did an episode on Amiibo. Their last episode. It's a very, very well produced piece of content. If you're watching this on YouTube, look in the comments below or the description below, and I'll put a link to it down there. Otherwise, if you're just listening on the podcast right now, if you look up PBS Idea Channel and look up the Amiibo episode they just did, they talk about consumerism, like the history of consumerism and why we're so attracted to these Amiibo. So, but I think it's very similar to what you were talking about. It really kind of struck a chord with me when I saw that today. Yeah. Jason number 2, you got to watch that too. I can't remember. Am I Jason number 2 now, or are you Jason number 1?
Yeah.
Well, to make things consistent, you'll still be Jason number 1, but really you're not.
Man.
Okay, for the time being, just for appearances at this point.
Make it feel like you are.
Yeah. I can just edit this out. I mean, I can just edit all of that part out.
No. My request as being a part of this company is that absolutely stays in here.
Okay. All right.
That's part of our deal.
I promise I won't make any weird edits.
You're just gonna play some like weird music every time I talk to make me seem like an idiot or something. That's gonna be your revenge.
Dude, every time you've been on the podcast, we've just played the Charlie Brown like teacher noise, like the wah wah wahs. And that was our highest rated podcast ever, by the way.
I'm fine with that.
Oh man. So Jason, what's your thoughts on this this madness with Europe and the US getting delayed a month?
Yeah, it seems weird. Let's like as we said like off camera before, I just feel like this America's like always first mentality. It's just like the way we are.
Yeah, we like it always, that
way. America. I'm actually wearing like an American t-shirt right now, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so it always seems odd. Like they do it, and like Nintendo seems to be the one that does it the most, besides like some Sony exclusive stuff. And obviously they're based out of not in America, so maybe it's just their way of getting back. But it always seems weird. I'm petrified right now because like even Avengers comes out in Australia like today, like a week plus before it comes out over here, and I'm petrified. Yeah, I'm petrified to be on the internet. But yeah, so it seems odd. Like I got some tweets from some people like, oh, look what came in the mail. I'm like, cool. Don't talk to me. But yeah, like
I don't endorse that statement. Yeah. You can still talk to us.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's good for them. That's all I really could say about it. But it's enjoy. I mean, I heard like UK is still pretty bad, but everywhere else seems to be alright.
So can I be a conspiracy theorist here?
Please, I love
Absolutely.
Conspiracies.
All right.
Nintendo is a conspiracy company.
Oh,
every country.
Are they the kingpin?
They're always the kingpin.
Ooh.
Reggie's the mob boss. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
The first time Reggie took the stage for Nintendo, he said, "I'm about kicking ass and taking names, and Nintendo's about making games." That was the first hint at it. But here's my conspiracy theory. Every country that has a release coming up this month does not have retail exclusives. This seems to be like a strictly North American phenomenon with retail exclusives. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing the delays that we're seeing. I think we're seeing negotiations with different waves and different figures going to GameStop in this case, Target for Jigglypuff, and we have Toys R Us for Greninja. I know that they kind of moved Jigglypuff and Greninja into Wave 4 for us, and it's technically going to be part of Wave 5, I think, for the rest of the world. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the reasons why we see delays here, or we saw a delay at least this time. I'm guessing that we're still looking at like Nintendo making like at least last minute negotiations with their retail partners to get exclusive content. And we've talked about this on one other podcast about how we feel about exclusives coming to stores. And my opinion on it back then was it adds a certain level of fun finding them. I'd like to retract that statement.
I don't know if we can allow that.
So, I
still endorse the statement because I'm the same way. So I'm okay. It's okay. You can back out.
I had to wait. So when my wife got kicked out of line at GameStop, she didn't get kicked out. She had to go because my 2-year-old could not handle a line anymore. My wife wasn't making a scene, I promise. She's not that type of girl.
Do you know who my husband is?
Do you have any idea what he'll do to you? What's your name? Oh, man. But I ended up going to a GameStop too, and I ended up waiting for about 45 minutes to get my NES pre-ordered. I got it pre-ordered, thank God, but a lot of people didn't. And at this point, NES is one of these figures that everybody kind of figured was going to be rare, but it shouldn't be. It was one of the most sought-after figures when they announced Amiibo. People wanted it. And the fact that we're limiting it to one store just kind of makes my blood boil to a bit. The same thing would happen with Greninja. I mean, they sold out at 3 a.m., if you want one at this point, you have to pretty much get in line at this coming up Monday. Probably get there at like 6 a.m, wait there for 3 hours while the store opens, and hope you get a pre-order in.
If you're not there already, you're already out of luck.
It takes the fun out of it. I can still walk into my local Target store, and they still have the giant Rosalina banner hanging over their Amiibo display. Why?
Right.
You didn't have them 2 hours after you opened on the first day. Why do you have that hanging there? My question, I guess, is what's the point of a retail exclusive if the retailer that has the exclusive can't keep them on their shelf? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, I don't know. I'm hoping for some sort of miracle for Greninja and Jigglypuff. Maybe we'll walk in and it's going to be shelves and shelves of Jigglypuff and Greninja. I mean, maybe there'll be some sort of like epic miracle, but I doubt it. That's my mini rant for the day.
My feeling always was that the reason we took so long to get pre-orders is I thought maybe they weren't just going to do them. Like, honestly, that's why I fully felt like they were just going to not do pre-orders after all the chaos. Retailers were like, screw us, we don't want any more of this. And then I was shocked as anyone that they're doing retailer exclusives. And I was like, all right, if they're going to do retail exclusives, it means stock's, going to be adamant.
Yeah.
And then, like, you and I were both shocked. Like, first time the pre-orders came on, they're gone in like 13 seconds.
Yep.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Nuts.
I thought we were done with this. But, like, and again, like, my feeling with, and we're never going to, it's like, we always joke about this on the Toys for Games cast, that, like, we're never going to know this unless someone writes, like, a tell-all book, which we're officially starting a Kickstarter. If someone wants to leave Nintendo, write a tell-all book, I'll give you as much money as you want. But,
we can make a fake one. We could just pretend.
It's true.
We'll start a Kickstarter account for that.
My only logic with it is if we think back to the Pit and Little Mac fiasco, and how infrequent those are, picturing those as the retailer exclusive. So just because your Target has an exclusive, that just means all the limited number that were going to be in your area is now in that one centralized spot. So if Target had, if there are, okay, with GameStop has 20 NESs, just because it's retail exclusive doesn't necessarily mean they're going to have more or less.
Yeah.
They're just all at that spot. So if you wanted it spread out, it doesn't mean it's going to be more available. It's just going to mean there's going to be, obviously you can luck out and have your chance to strike lucky at Best Buy, but it doesn't mean Best Buy is now going to get 15. It's going to mean they're going to have 3, Walmart has 3, Best Buy has 3. You know what I mean? So I mean, as far as limited, all the store exclusives seem like they're going to be the ones that are going to be limited in the first place. So, it would just be like Little Mac and Pit, each store got like 1 or 2, if that. So, that's the only reason I felt the store exclusives would be. I'm still okay with store exclusives.
Yeah.
Because I think it still gives you at least an opportunity knowing it's there. It's just like the Robin Lucinas right now. It's, good luck getting those pre-orders in on those.
So allow me to make a counterpoint.
Absolutely.
Here's the counterpoint. I have people asking me on my Twitter feed daily, what store should I wait in front of first? I want Jigglypuff. Right. I couldn't get a pre-order. I want Greninja. I couldn't get a pre-order. I want Ness. I couldn't get a pre-order. So you know very well that when the stores open on launch day for Wave 4 in the US, that they're going to sell out in an instant. There's no blizzard to deter people on this one. It's going to be hopefully a nice sunny day. Yeah. So
tornadoes, the only bet.
If you're an Amiibo collector, you have to make your choice. Which one out of the 3 exclusives that I couldn't get a pre-order on do I want the most? And that's what irks me. I understand your point on it's in one centralized location, but just because it's in one centralized location doesn't mean it's not going to sell out in 2 minutes.
Right.
So that's my biggest concern at this piece is I don't think people should have to choose between Greninja and Jigglypuff. If they want both, it shouldn't be like this absolutely difficult to get both. But who knows? Like I said, we have time before these waves launch, at least in the US. So maybe we're going to get a miracle.
Open those floodgates.
Open them up.
Open them up, Nintendo.
Watch the chaos ensue.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Maybe we just have to take a trip to Japan. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just go over there. I don't speak Japanese, but we'll figure it out. And we'll
My sister does. What's up? My sister does. So I rely on her for that stuff.
Done.
The last time I was there, I speak very little Japanese. But it was like I felt bad because I know a lot of phrases like how to get around town and things like that, but I just felt like such a goon because I came right after we went right after the tsunami last time.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that. Yeah.
And like everything, like all the power was off, and like the trains were still running and things like that, but everybody was conserving power. But like everybody is like they're taking donations for the Red Cross, and I'm like, how do I get to the Pokemon Center? It's like it's so trivial. God, it's like I need to get to the Pokemon Center, please.
What an American!
Oh
yes.
Yeah, that's a very very American.
Such a goon.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I think we need, before we start the speed round, I think I need a little clarity. I guess I'm looking for something that's gonna kind of get rid of the anger that we just had. And I think the best way to do that is let's talk a little Animal Crossing. Kind of a fun fact. I just downloaded this new Google Chrome extension that I can click a button and it just plays Animal Crossing music in my browser.
Oh, I've used that too.
It's the greatest thing ever, by the way.
It calms you down like during the day. If you're stressed, just have that on and there'll be this amazing just dreamy lull.
Yep,
it helps.
When I missed Greninja, that was the first thing I did. I'm like, I'm so angry, and then it's like, oh, KK Slider, I can deal now. But we have tomorrow, and there's a rumor that this actually might go up at midnight Pacific time. But tomorrow we have the second DLC pack for Mario Kart 8 with Animal Crossing, with my favorite little villager, Isabelle.
Oh,
I love Isabelle.
I love it. I love Isabelle.
So we're going to be seeing that coming tomorrow. But I think more to the point for the people who are into Amiibo at this junction, we have a bunch of new racing suits coming to Mario Kart 8, along with a brand new 200cc mode. The 200cc mode I've seen videos for, and it looks absolutely insane. I actually heard that people that played it, like before it actually came out, said they got sick playing it. And that just makes me so much more excited to try this out.
Well, I'm excited for you. I'm not excited for me so much.
Yeah. So one of the more exciting pieces about this DLC that's coming out tomorrow is, at least for Amiibo fans, we have these brand new racing suits that are coming out for your Mii characters. I know that I messed around with it a bit with the Yoshi and the Captain Falcon and Mario suits that were available. But now we're getting a decent amount of new content, and a lot of it's really, really cool. So I'm just going to kind of go through the list of all the new Amiibos that are going to be at least supported in Mario Kart now at this point. And I'm curious to see what you guys are like most excited about. So we have a Bowser suit coming, a Wario suit, a Pikmin and Olimar suit, even though we're never going to get that anytime soon, a Sonic suit, a Villager suit for all those people that have Villagers just readily available to them, a Mega Man suit, a Rosalina suit, my personal favorite, the Pac-Man suit, and a Toad suit. So I'm going to start with this real quick, and I'm just going to say my favorite one at this point. The Pac-Man suit is so cool. So the Pac-Man suit has this little Pac-Man pixelated thing on the helmet that like actually moves. That just brings me back to like old school 1980s arcades. That is, I honestly think it's the coolest racing suit out of all of them at this point.
Yeah,
but
Pac-Man one's sweet.
Yeah, for sure. The Mega Man one's pretty sweet too, because your helmet is pretty much Mega Man's helmet.
You're Mega Man. You're pretty much Mega Man.
Yeah.
Minus the blasters.
Now.
Yeah, the Sonic one's kind of cool, but yeah, it's.
And we already had the Princess Peach suit for you, Lauren. So I don't know if you've had a chance to play with that yet.
No, I haven't yet. I've been slacking with Mario Kart because I'm still so obsessed with a bunch of stuff on my 3DS.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I like the Villager. Anything to do with Animal Crossing. So.
Do you have a Villager Amiibo, by the way?
No, I'm extremely, extremely depressed about this too.
I'll fix that.
Oh, that would be amazing. Because actually, Villager is it's really my only regret with the one that I didn't get. I think I just wanted Rosalina because I knew she was going to be kind of rare.
Yeah.
And but then again, I felt like I'd be betraying Princess Peach if I was like really into Rosalina. So,
dude, some people hate Rosalina. There's people out there that literally like. I don't even want to bring up the guy's Twitter name because I don't want to give this guy any publicity whatsoever. But you guys probably know who I'm talking about. This guy that bought up all these Rosalinas just to sell them. I think he had over 100 of them, which is kind of sad. But yeah, people hate Rosalina.
That's amazing. I don't hate her at all. I think it's cool that they finally added another type of girly girl character.
Yeah.
Something different, you know?
For sure.
But yeah, Villager's my only regret. So one day though, you know.
Yeah. Well, the new racing suits are coming out, so that's fun. Expect more information on the Animal Crossing DLC. My wife, and I've mentioned Sarah on the cast before, because she's actually been on a few of the videos that we've done on our YouTube channel. She is not necessarily what you would like to call a gamer. However, she loves Animal Crossing. She is an Animal Crossing fanatic. So I'm actually really excited to start playing these new levels with her to see what she thinks of it. But I'm excited. I can't wait to play that.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be. I haven't played Mario Kart in a long time, but I'm excited for that. I'm excited to start 200cc, and so I can laugh at myself about how bad I am.
But, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh my gosh, I get motion sickness. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle the 200cc.
Somebody needs to like port that to the Oculus Rift or something.
Oh,
dude, that'd be nuts.
200cc mode in VR. Hook me up.
Your mind just might explode.
I could dig that.
Flat out melt.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Be worth it though.
So that's the extent of like the new Amiibo news that we have, at least right now. We've actually covered a decent amount of topics. This is one of the more lengthy podcasts that we've done, but I don't want to end this evening without ending at least with our segment that we like to call the Amiibo News Speed Round. This is something that we've been doing now for the past 4 episodes that I have a lot of fun with. It lets us interact a lot with the community. They can let us know what kind of information they want to know about at least the Amiibo craze and the Nintendo craze. And the nice thing about this is I generally don't read any of these until we start shooting. So they could really say anything at this point. But Jason, I know you're familiar at least to an extent about the speed round. Lauren, do you have any questions before we start this?
I don't think so. I'm a little worried, but it should be okay, I think.
All right.
you get one strike for going over 10 seconds. Second, you're just never invited back.
So never invited back
again. 10 seconds.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to pay attention to the timer. Okay.
So Lauren, I'm gonna direct the first question at you.
No! Why?
This is
from panic. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna make you panic for sure.
Okay.
This first one's from Z Daw. They want to know, do you think the U.S. will have a Yoshi's Woolly World Amiibo bundle and game bundle like the rest of the world has?
Yes, I believe they will for sure. I don't have any reasoning behind that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to.
There you go.
Sales.
She's pretty sure.
Yeah.
Jason, number 2. Do you think Nintendo of America should create a plan where they should just get all major retailers to roll out their Amiibo pre-orders simultaneously?
Pre-orders, yes, but I think it's near impossible to do. But yeah, they're barely getting people on the same release date.
Makes sense. That was by Derek Deep, by the way. D-I-E-P. Hopefully I said that right. Right. I'm going to take on this one. This one is from Nomiibo for You. I love that name. Nomiibo for You.
Nomiibo for You.
Any thoughts as to why North America is so far behind the rest of the world on pre-orders? I've discussed this already. I think, honestly, it's mostly because of the retail exclusives. That's my guess. Hopefully they're making a lot more for the U.S. too. Bam. All right. He goes by James Bond. Lauren, back to you. Do you think in 1 to 2 years, Amiibo like Pit and Villager will be in stores just like 24/7?
Oh, I saw this question earlier today.
You saw the question? You've cheated.
You cheated!
This is a holy thing, man. This is not
that's
something
double strikes right off the bat.
Look at the questions first.
Okay, first of all, the rules were not explained until like 10 minutes before we went on this podcast.
You should have done your homework. This is unacceptable.
Okay, where is it stated online that where are the rules?
It's on the website, man. It's on the website. You got to look there.
Paragraph 4, sentence 3.
You're getting frazzled.
We got a lawyer to write that paragraph too, so it's ironclad.
Got a lawyer up.
Okay, can you repeat the question because it was totally lost to me.
You should know the question. You've already read it. Do you think in 1 to 2 years that Amiibos like Pit and Villager will be in stores 24/7?
I think it's very possible that we'll see a re-release sometime, but I don't think that we're going to see them to the extent where they're all over the place all the time.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Jason, number 2. From Utter Epicness. UTTER, like a cow's udder. Utter Epicness. If you're talking future, what do you think we'll see an announcement about Falco, Game & Watch, Duck Hunt Dog, and Rob the Robot?
E3. It's going to, whenever the crowd... What if they have a live one? If not, do it whenever they have their treehouse or whatever their live video is.
Now, we're going to be at E3. Hopefully all of us.
Shoot, yeah, we are.
So, we'll be there getting you that scoop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take this one from Doug Gill. Speaking of the future, what are the plans for this account and the team after all the waves are released? Very good question. We're going to be focusing on Nintendo Inc. That's our big plan. Amiibo News is always going to have a place in our hearts, and we're always going to support it with new updates and information, even after the craziness goes away. That's my politically correct answer to that question.
Excellent.
Lauren, we have this from Allison.
Okay.
Why are the Splatoon singles less popular than the 3-pack? Even when the pack sells out, the singles always stay up a little while.
It's not even about accessibility. I think it's just about collectability. People like seeing the packs, and I think maybe sometime in the future they're going to think that maybe they're going to be worth something more. But it's about collectability.
Yeah. I also think it's about the green squid. People want the squid. You can't say you have a complete collection unless you have the squid.
Okay, that's never mind my answer.
But you want it.
No, I think your answer is totally legit too.
Okay.
The 3-pack looks super cool.
Yeah. Aesthetically. Good
Ooh, I like this guy's name too. This guy's named Nifty Robo. So Jason, number 2. In your opinion, will Olimar, Bowser Jr., and Wooly Yoshi be rare amiibos?
Which ones? You said Olimar?
Olimar, Bowser Jr., and Wooly Yoshi.
No. Olimar, yes. The rest, no.
I think one of the colors is going to be hard to find. Mark my words, it's going to be the pink one.
That's fair. Fair.
I'm sorry I kind of big-timed your question, by the way. That was your question, and I just took it.
What the heck?
I'm sorry. Feel free to jump in at any point.
I'm gonna big-time it back and say
I hope they do dare you.
Full color spectrum of all of them. Like I hope every couple of weeks, like they're like, oh, and there's also 3 more. Oh, and there's also 3 more, and just keep doing it.
That's fine with me.
Totally fine with me.
I'm taking this one. This is from Zach. How you doing, Zach? Do you think Nintendo will make Pokemon trading card line of Amiibo? Yes, we've talked about this a couple times in the podcast before. They would be stupid to not do a Pokemon trading card game with Amiibo.
Yeah.
Case in point. Simple. Close the book.
Can we side note this real quick?
Oh, if you want, go ahead. If you want to big time my question, that's fine.
Got that right. I hope they do something like that, like make a Pokemon announcement on top of like whenever Infinity or Skylanders releases, like on their release day, drop like a Pokemon Amiibo news and just like take over the news. So,
I just want to see Reggie go on stage and like show them off on the big screen and just drop the microphone and walk off stage and that's it. Oh, you want Pokemon Amiibo?
Like,
we got that.
They make Amiibo cards, like Pokemon just make it rain on stage and start chucking them out there.
That's awesome. Oh, man. So I got to point out this, too. This is the most questions we've ever received for the newscast, so we have a lot more. We're going to kind of pick and choose a little bit more just for time's sake. But this one I want to direct for Lauren. This is from Arturo Arias, and I apologize if I butchered that. When do you think Wave 5 pre-orders are going to go up in North America, and why do you think that other countries have them?
I feel like somebody else would probably be better suited for this question. I'm not really good at anticipating this kind of stuff. I think they could go up any time, to be honest. Like, I don't have any specific idea of when. And as far as like why we're so delayed, I'm already past the 10-second mark. I know it.
Way to go.
I know, you can kick me off now.
The sanctity of this entire newscast.
God, God.
We are a very professional newscast.
You know what? I'm just going to throw this over to Jason number 2 because he'll have a better answer.
Oh, man. Delegated.
Ooh.
Yes.
Am I allowed to answer it then, or is that against the rules?
Please.
I don't know if that's been legalized yet.
I'm just kind of hanging out, man. You can do what you want.
Honestly, I have no idea. Like, who knows? Like, Nintendo's just making no sense with how they're doing this right now. So I think they're treating us as like the bad news people, where they're doing all the good news stuff first. Like, oh yeah, everybody loves Amiibos. Oh, let's care about America again. So they'll get to it whenever they feel like it.
I like that answer.
Good job.
Yeah.
We can all answer this
Thank
one. Nicholas Caruso said, "What was the first thing you collected?" For me, it was Pokemon cards.
I think so too.
Yeah. For me, it was actually Princess Peach, obviously.
Yeah.
And I actually collected the Super Mario Brothers soda cans that were released early in the early 90s.
Do you still have those?
Yes.
I have my Princess Peach one for sure. I have it. I'm sorry. But I made sure to hang on to that thing because at the time there was very limited Princess Peach merchandise.
Yeah.
So that thing was like my trophy at the time. So, yeah, I still have that.
I had to get up for a second to get my, they're sitting on top of my arcade cabinet in the background. I have my 1989 Nintendo packs of cards with gum. Still in the packs.
Nice.
Oh my god! Hold on one second. I just picked mine up at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Yeah. They had a whole box of them there.
So did you get Princess Peach? I'm assuming.
Oh, I got one of each: the Princess Peach, Super Mario, and then Link.
Yeah.
And it was really nice because the guy who was selling them, I was like out of cash by that point.
Yeah.
And he saw how badly I wanted them. I was like asking my sister for cash.
Yeah.
And he didn't accept credit card, and so he looks at me and he's like, "Don't worry about it." And he just gave me like the 3 packs.
What?
Why do I have a feeling if the roles were reversed and I like looked at him like, "Please," he'd be like, "Get the fudge out of here."
Oh. It was a very special moment for me though, and I just love them. I have to go get them so I can flash them off.
So I bought the Donkey Kong ones that had the gum in it, and I ate the gum, and I did not feel well afterwards. I felt very, very bad. I should have got that on video.
What possessed you to eat it?
Why did I eat it? Because I'm stupid.
Yeah, like, what possessed you?
It's like Manifest Destiny. It's in front of me. I need to explore and put it in my mouth. That sounds terrible.
Oh.
You're hanging out with your kids too much.
Oh my god. I think I might have to edit that out of the podcast, but I might.
No.
No, you know what? We're gonna keep it. We're keeping it. We're keeping it in.
Do it live.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's go to the next question,
Anyways,
shall we?
Okay. Speed round.
Yes.
I'm gonna skip around a bit here. How many more Amiibos waves do you think there's gonna be in the Smash Bros. Line? This is from Reggie from Nintendo. I don't think it's legitimately Reggie from Nintendo. The Twitter icon for this is like a very creepy, like big-eyed, smirky Reggie. That's kind of creepy. Yes. It's like staring at me right now.
I can't believe they released that picture. Like, that's his official picture.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
My opinion on how many more waves we're going to see, I think we're going to see one more after 5 and 6, if you want to call it 5 and 6. However, there is many rumors of at least 5 to 6 DLC slots that were discovered. There was a Ryu sound bite that they found.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm surprised. We'll talk about that at some point soon, I promise.
Yeah.
There's really no official confirmation that Ryu is coming. This could be a joke that a programmer did. But there was also a Roy from Fire Emblem sound effect for their victory theme. So as long as there's DLC, we're going to start seeing new waves of Amiibo in the Smash line coming. So I don't foresee that ending anytime soon, personally. That was way over 10 seconds, by the way.
But it was a good answer. It was a good answer.
I'll kick myself off my own show. All right. Let's do a couple more. Let's do 2 more. So 1 more for Lauren, 1 more for Jason.
Okay.
If you had to guess, Lauren, Who do you think in Wave 5 and 6 is going to be a retail exclusive, if any? This is from Cole Woods.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. It's funny because I actually need to see them all together for me to really...
So we have Dark Pit Palutena, Zero Suit Samus, Olimar, Blank, Blanky Blank,
Blankety Blank,
and Blankety Blank. Ganondorf. We got Ganondorf.
Ganondorf. Dr. Mario at
Dr.
Walgreens.
Mario. I think that's it.
I
think that's it.
For some reason, the first one that popped into my mind, and I was thinking about this before, was Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah.
Just because of the fan base, it kind of reminds me of some of the other rarities of Amiibo from past waves.
Yeah.
And when you can compare the fan bases sometimes, and sometimes that will give you a little bit of a hint of who could possibly be a little rarer, and that's just my opinion, though.
So we've discussed this before. So Jason, where's Dr. Mario going?
Walgreens.
Zero Suit Samus is going to be Victoria's Secret. And Dark Pit is Hot Topic.
Dark Pit, Hot Topic.
People got really mad about the Hot Topic mention.
Why? What's the matter with Hot Topic?
I saw it was there was a joke on Reddit, and it was all the Koopalings.
Yeah.
And they put all the retailers as jokes about where they were going to be up, and for some reason people were really raging about Hot Topic. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. They would do that, wouldn't they? Like, I don't know, I guess.
They might. Who knows? I don't think Nintendo has a lot of rhyme and reason to where they're putting most of their stuff right now. So
yeah,
who knows?
That's true.
Last question.
We joke with it. Like, I joke about it, but like honestly, I would like love a tongue in cheek joke if they actually made Dr. Mario Walgreens exclusive. Like I would laugh at that.
That would be amazing.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
Last question is, who is your main in Smash? Mine is Zero Suit Samus. I know. Typical.
Mine, it always was like, I was always that jerk that played Kirby, but I've been like rocking with Mario for some reason. I don't know
Mario.
why.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lauren, the world wants to know your Smash Brothers main.
You would think it'd be Princess Peach, but I like to go back to my...
Yeah.
I know. No, it's not. It's not.
It's not. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm going to back off.
Because I like to go back to my Super Smash roots, like the original Smash, and it was always Ness. Always.
Nice.
The fact that they brought in someone that was so old school, even back, in the original Smash Brothers, I love the fact that he was in there. I couldn't believe that he was being recognized by Nintendo like that much later on. And I took full advantage of that, and I think he's always been my main. And then besides him, maybe Pikachu, because I love that lightning burst. You hit him in the butt, and he just zooms. Yeah. Oh, that's the best. I love that. And it annoys people. And when you get the lightning that strikes down and makes everybody else explode around you.
Yep.
I don't know if I want to play Smash with you. That sounds pretty terrible.
It's funny. Everybody else is always better than me, but the one time that I kick butt, everybody remembers it. Yeah. Like it'll be that moment. So every
you remember that time
means something to me. Yeah. Every victory means something to me.
Man. Well, I think with that we're going to close out the Amiibo News speed round. So with that, that's all the topics that we have for tonight. This was the longest cast that we've done so far. We had a lot of fun topics, a lot of news, a lot of things that are coming in the future. I had a blast. Before we end, though, there's a couple things that I want to say regarding our announcer. So the announcer at the beginning of our show, that's Jared Rutledge, excuse me. He does absolutely fantastic work. If you've listened to the podcast before, he's always on. He's always willing to lend a hand. If you're looking for any kind of voice work or any kind of Smash announcer thing for your next Smash Brothers party, you can find him on Twitter. He's at Jared_Rutledge. That's RUTLEDGE. He would love it if you reached out to him just to say he does a good job. But thanks again, Jared, for everything you do. We'll have you back on the cast soon. And then before we end, I just want to make sure that Jason has a chance to tell everybody where we can find him, and the same thing with you, Lauren. So go ahead, Jason.
Yes.
Yeah, you can follow me personally on my personal Twitter profile, Jason Inquirer. If you want to follow me on any of my Toys Life ventures, you can follow on Twitter Infinity Inc., Amiibo Inc., Skylanders Inc., and the released but now pulled back to re-released Brick Inc. So if you're interested in the new LEGO Dimensions titles, be sure to look on that. I'm hoping to have it out ready next week. Having thankfully some single shifts, not some double shifts coming up. So I'll have some chance to breathe and hopefully get that up. But a lot of exciting stuff to come in the future.
Nice. Lauren, we're on to you.
Yes. My turn. Okay. I am known everywhere as Happily Candied, HAPPILYCANDIED. And that's on Twitter. And I also have a link on my Twitter to my website. It's just happilycandied.com. And I do a lot of hobby stuff. I like a lot of cute things. Hello Kitty's in my background right now. Animal Crossing, dolls, which I mentioned before. All that stuff is on my site, and my friend Jen helped me develop and design the site. We worked as a team, and I'm really proud of it. So it's small compared to like Amiibo News and the up-and-coming Nintendo Inquirer, but it's fun and it's personal. It means something to me. So that's where you find me.
Nice.
Sweet. I will say too, because Josh will kill me if I don't, say also check out Toys for Games cast. Good fun on there. Jason's been on there before too, so
yeah, the Toys for Gamecast is a blast. I've been on it twice now. I had just an absolute epic blast every time I've been on it. Even though the second I leave, you guys have a lot of jokes at my expense. So
I came up with I was blanking when you left last time. I was trying to figure out something, but like mine. Now that jerk left was like so great, I couldn't top it, so I just let it go.
I remember I was so happy listening to the cast, and then that happened, and it was just like, what was that? Was that a joke? Was he serious? But either way, regardless of that unpleasantness, thank you both for being on the cast today.
Yep.
In the future, we're going to start seeing more of a regular cast instead of a slew of guests. We're still going to have guests on the cast, but expect to hear a lot more from Lauren and Jason number 2 in this instance in the future for our casts coming up. As always, you can find me on Twitter. We're at Amiibo News. Our webpage is myamiibonews.com. My personal Twitter feed is AmiiboJason, at AmiiboJason. And again, our new site, our new Twitter profile is live for Nintendo Inquirer. You can find that at Nintendo INQ. You should see more content and news about the official launch coming for that in the coming weeks. So we'll be back next week for episode 9. And again, thanks for joining us. Have a great night or morning, depending on when you're listening. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
That's it. Boom! We
Woo!
did it.
Boom, it's a wrap.
Podcast done. Oh, God, I never recorded any of this.